Hi, everybody. I can't see you, but I know you're there. Um, I'm sure it's been an inspiring few days. I've managed to catch a few things. I'm coming in from Darug Land in Sydney, Australia. It's 6:30 in the morning here, and I'm ready to go. I'm going to talk about a Zoom dance film I made called Together We Dance. We'll actually watch that as part of my session as well. I'll just give a little introduction about myself first and then talk about why we made the film and what it's all about. So my background is a professional dancer. I made my first dance film in 1994 called Sacred Expression. And then I started the Real Dance Film Festival in Sydney, also in 1994. And since then, I don't know, I think I've made roughly 10 films and started with really, let's say, pure dance and then moved into narrative form, whereby I created little stories and used movement and gestures as narrative devices. All of this was without dialogue or text. And then I started mixing the two together and working with something, vertical narrative, which I'm sure everybody's up on. And more recently have gone into documentary. It's definitely not screen dance, but I use movement of nature, I guess, as a way of explaining and expressing emotional parts of the story. And I'm interested in subjectivity. So Together We Dance is very much in reference to that. My films aren't online. Nearly all of them have naked content. So I just, don't want the onslaught of what that would invite. I'm happy to send a PDF with password protected links if people are interested. So I was teaching, this is how the film came about. I was teaching, pardon me, working with seniors and dance, and we had a group possibly for nearly 2 years. So what I've been working in is socially engaged practice, and the classes got closed down because of COVID, and myself and the producer decided it's a no-brainer, we'll make a dance film. So COVID came out of that, and then we invited another group of seniors and we got some funding, and the funding was specifically to curb isolation in people over the age of 65. So it wasn't exclusively for women, however, only women signed up. We had 20 women over the age of 65, and I think 2 were over the age of 80. Now, why that is relevant is this all happened during the first Sydney lockdown, and we were deep in lockdown. So those 2 participants who were over 80 were not allowed to leave the house. So you can imagine the level of isolation they experienced. A lot of these women are at the age where they have multi-generational family members visiting. So I think there was a great sense of loss of connection. And so this project became much more than just a dance class, than just a meeting and learning dance. So I structured it knowing that we would make a Zoom film. And it was the first time I'd made a film that was for an internet delivery. My other films are made for a larger screen format. We met once a week over 8 weeks, and we learnt dance moves. So I did a dance class, and then the second half was creative tasks and sharing and storytelling. And that's where people really came together and got to know each other and share stories. I found breakout rooms were a really good device for the social element, for people to meet, for people to have a little conversation, to share movement tasks together, but also learn about the other people that they were participating with. So over the weeks, we definitely created a sense of community where people knew each other's names. You know, we were always having a laugh. So it was a very light atmosphere in which this was made. So I think the first thing I did, as always, did some research and thought of what the intentions were for the film. I had done a split screen film before, which is different to a Zoom film. However, I had, you know, experimented with that before, inspired by a workshop with Mike Figgis back in the 2000s in Amsterdam. Then I did some further research. Miranda Tufnell's books, A Widening Field, Journey in Body and Imagination, and Body Space Image, provided really fantastic task-based exercises and ideas for exploring movement concepts that I shared with the group. And the participants, so they were all, they'd all had dance experience before. A lot of them said this was brand new, this way of working. So I think a lot of them came out of their shell. It was very much a social, a project of social engagement. So that was very much the point. And everybody had their own agency within this. So of course, the direct contact with the screen, the direct knowledge that they were being seen, sharing their stories is, I think, something very powerful. So I don't know how long I've gone now. I'm going to try and share my screen so that I can show you the film. So I will just, I'm not sure if I've got that option here. Let's see. Can you see my screen now?
No, we can't.
You can't.
We can't see your screen yet, Diane.
Okay, so how could I share the screen to show the film?
Sure. So do you see the screen, the share screen option?
No, it's usually down the bottom, isn't it?
Yeah.
Usually, yeah. So it would probably be somewhere around where you would see.
Here, I've got it. I've got it.
Oh, fantastic.
All right. So now are you able to see the screen?
No, not yet. Did it give you?
Not.
Did you give a select? Did it give you a selection of screens to pick from?
Multiple participants can share simultaneously. Advanced. Only host. All right, let's see if this works. It's not asking me to select a screen, so that's.
So it looks like you.
Here we go. Okay, I think I have it now. Okay, sorry for that, everybody. We're back on track, and it's a 7-minute film. Here we go.
Should we be hearing sound?
I think this has just been such a relief with all the restrictions and trauma we're facing in the pandemic.
I feel quite sad at the moment, and I think I've been sad for a long time. It's just coming out now because I'm so separate away from my family. And I think I've learned that we may not be here tomorrow, but we're here today, and we might as well dance.
It's been good for my physical, my mental well-being. Such a joy to open my body and to feel like a human being again.
Let's focus on the moment, enjoy each moment. It's so precious.
It's been a wonderful journey. It's been a challenge, but it's been exciting. It extended us in many ways.
it's brief and you must do everything you can with it, and we have.
Together we danced.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think I'm back. That was the film, and I think you get a beautiful sense there of their experiences and yeah, how they felt. It was very moving. It was very touching. So, and sorry for the technical difficulties in the beginning. So perhaps now I will open it up for questions.
The question is about how you organize the participants, how much, or if they had sort of choice in what they were wearing or the movement language. Can you just talk a little bit about how that all sort of was sorted out?
Yes, so the structure was half a dance class and half creative dance, task-based work. So the class usually gave tools to inform what we would be doing in the creative section. And from week to week, they had, notification what we were doing next. So the theme of color is something we worked with, yeah. So of course, from week to week, we said, okay, let's wear blue next week. Everybody wear blue, everybody wear green. We were all talking about the process the whole time, and the movement material is, partly guided by me, but essentially their ideas brought to the fore. What I also did, I was very transparent with some ideas. So I tried a few things on my own. So there's a scarf section, which we filmed, and then I reversed it, and you see it in the film in reverse. So I practiced, and then I showed them. I said, this is what we're doing with this scarf section. It might be weird and unorganic, but we're going to reverse it and do it this way. So there were a lot of those things coming in and out of the screen, where you see people not doing it very well, where they're taking up, coming in at the side, and when we were going to put that all together. So they were part of where the editing was going, because I was thinking about that from week to week. Well, I had the whole bigger picture than how we would diagnose the editing from week to week. Yes, the editing had to be clearly decided in a way before all of the filming, so we could match things up together. And I just thought the colors were a fantastic way of not running out of transitional materials. So you see one woman who's doing this with the scarf, and each movement has a different color scheme, which is beautiful. I hope that answers your question. Oh, and there was something else. We had a week off, and in the week off, they had a home alone assignment. So whoever wanted to, they didn't all have to do this. They could film themselves at home, doing, expressing themselves however they wanted. So this some really, really beautiful material came out of this as well. So I think over time, they grew confidence in their own ability to move and express themselves through dance.
We're running out of time, but I wanted to say and acknowledge your work on the real film. I'm getting the name wrong. The festival that you founded.
Yes, real dance.
Real dance, right? Which was, I was very sorry when it went away, but it was a very important presence on the screen dance circuit in those years. So thank you for your work on that.
Thank you. Yes, it was taken over by different directors over time, who I would say were responsible for growing the festival to its capacity. But yes, it initiated in a very small art gallery in Sydney, and a lot of the people who presented films back in '94 are still making films. Karen Perlman is one. A few other people that have gone on to make even feature films. So yeah, it's a beautiful birth.
Yeah, I remember it well, and I know Karen Perlman well too. So we're going to have to say goodbye, but I want to say thank you very much and give you a round of applause here.